During the hub load, I'm cutting through this video, so you can't see it, but during the hub load, you want to prepare the player 2 controller and Zap. We'll be preparing for a skip that saves multiple minutes. This is the biggest skip in Glitchless. So if you don't have a second controller, I don't know, look up a guide on how to play this level casually, I guess. I won't be covering that here. Note that any Skylander works for the second player because it's mainly used just for support. But Zap has the fastest entry animations, so, you know, use him. Also, you just talk to T-Bend up to the level. So, what I'm going to cover first is just kind of the premise of this skip. So, the core idea here is the core idea of this level is you wind back and forth going through the level and end up back at the start. The game intends for you to push a cannon onto a turntable actually, I'm just going to show this off. So, don't worry about the movement that I'm doing here. I'm just going to demonstrate what I didn't be doing. So, I guess here's a better indication. So, the game would intend for you to go right here. And then you'd go through the level, you'd go back and forth, you'd come out through this door, you'd go in through there, and eventually past this wall there's a cannon that you'd push into here, onto this turntable, and you would shoot it at this bridge. That's the idea of the level. However, if we look closely, so you see where the bridge is, I'm just going to roll all the way back to the start of the level. As you can see, there's a cannon right here that's lined up right with the end of the level. The idea of this skip is just taking this cannon and shooting the bridge. So, you know, shoot the cannon, go with the bullet, or the cannonball, but, oh, it doesn't make it in there in time. That's why we need player 2. The idea of the skip is we're using the second player to shoot the cannon for us at, you know, the cannon's position, but we get rid of the second player in order to give the first player a head start. This way you can actually keep the cannonball loaded and keep up with it, and you'll be able to make it to the bridge in time. And by doing this, you save, I think it's like 3.5 minutes or something. It's a huge skip. But regardless of how much time it saves, you still need the second player. So that's what you're doing. That's the idea of the skip. Now note that there's a couple of setups that you can do here. To start, I'm going to show we'll call it the easy/consistent setup. This setup can be done at whatever speed you go at. So if you do the setup kind of slowly, and regardless if you get a specific cutscene that I'll point out in a moment, or actually I'll have to do it on a second pass through of this, but regardless of if you get a cutscene, regardless of how fast you go, this skip will work, or this setup will work. I think it loses, I don't know how much it loses. I want to say it's around, 8 seconds to the most optimal setup. Actually, I don't think it's that much. Maybe 6? Somewhere around there. So it's not a whole lot, but it is definitely worth considering between that and the other setup. So what we'll do is we'll add our second player. We'll add Zap. So this is the easy/safe setup. We'll call it the easy setup. The idea is you get all the time in the world. I'm controlling 2 players, by the way, but I'm not really doing anything with this controller. I'm just positioning Zap to be sort of, you know, where Zap needs to be, which is by the cannon. Ideally, he's more in front of it. This way, the player tether. Actually, I'll show that off. You can see that there's like a tether between the players. If he's in the front, it's a little bit better, but anyway, you can be kind of here. doesn't matter. The idea is you want Stealth Elf to be up here. And what you'll do, and what I like to do is I like to hold the Wii Remote, the second player Wii Remote, next to the portal with Zap. So I can activate it and immediately take them out. So what you do is you activate the cannon, take Zap off, you exit out with the second player, and then you just roll forward. I say as I messed it up. How did that not work? Oh, that looks awesome. So now I'm like, oh, this is an easy and consistent setup, and I messed it up. Probably because I'm doing something. That's okay. So, try that again. So, I think Stealth Elf wasn't far enough like that. Yeah, so you want to have some distance with Stealth Elf. So, you activate the cannon, take off Zap, and roll out. And that keeps the cannonball loaded and knocks down this bridge. Yippee, awesome. I guess I'll also do the end of this section as well, just to show that off, and then I'll show the other setups just all at once. So you'll go on the right side, and you can just roll to kill these enemies. Starting in the bottom right corner, single attack those enemies. In order to get back into this arena, because you have to do this arena twice, the indicator I like to use is just get to this first step, so past where this line is. So just get to this step, and then you can run back. And then the next part will start. And then I like to go in the bottom right corner, just spam attacks into the spell punks until they're dead. Then go up to the top right, then to the top left, and then to the bottom left, and then you can... Although I'm going to redo it, because we need to go over the other setups. And in theory, that's it for chapter 16. That skip does take practice. So, you know, I would invest time into going over this, because messing up in a run really sucks. You don't want to lose time to this during a run. It feels really bad. I guess I'll show off the start of the level. So what I do to start the level for this setup, I'll show this same setup again. I hold up right and I spam the C button. Typically you'll be able to rotate the cannon during the cutscene. Let me do it just from like a fresh start. Like that. So like the moment I start the level, I can immediately rotate the cannon during the cutscene to save a little bit more time. So I guess I'm showing the full setup now. So I shoot the cannon to knock down the wall. What I do now is I roll into this area, and that bone and arrow, that cutscene, if this cutscene plays during we'll call it the harder, faster setup, if that cutscene plays during the other setup, it will not work, and you'll have to redo it. So you would lose the time you'd otherwise save. But what this setup does that makes it work is we intentionally trigger this cutscene. So we intentionally come over here, activate this guy, and then come back. And then we add Zap. Put him on. Get him into place. Take him off. Roll ahead, and then there you go. And the end of the level is the same regardless of which setup you do. I'm gonna try to show what else we can do. So if you were paying attention, the cutscene did not play with this bone and arrow. And what you'll also notice is that it's completely invincible. You will not be able to kill this. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's no way that you control it at this point. So you do not want that cutscene to play if you're going for the other setup. That's the idea. But with this easy setup, we are coming over here essentially to see or to scout out whether or not that cutscene will happen or not. And you do the same things regardless of if it plays or not. It's sort of to basically ensure that you get the setup first try and make sure that nothing wrong happens. But if we come over here, you'll notice that, so we didn't trigger that cutscene. Actually, I shouldn't do this, but because we didn't trigger that cutscene, if we come over here and skip the cutscene, the game hard locks. There is absolutely nothing you can do at this point. If that cutscene does not play, the game just crashes here. And if you look at the... Actually, I can maybe move the portal on screen. Oh, so I also was able to take stealth out fully off the portal, and it doesn't matter. This is what the portal does. It just goes into hectic color mode, I guess. So I don't know. There's a fun fact. Oh, my batteries are about to die. So now for the harder setup. The idea here again is we just want to full send it regardless of that cutscene or not. If you do this quickly enough, I had to actually confirm this because I didn't understand the harder setup, so it might take me a little bit to get it. But yeah, so for this setup, you just have to be fast. It won't work otherwise. Or rather, the cutscene will play if you're too slow. Oh, I'm controlling this completely wrong. Well, I guess I'll show you what happens if you mess it up. So like that, the cannonball just kept going, and you don't get to continue, assuming you mess it up. So I'll try this again. It might take me a couple tries. So something like that is the way you do it. But that is it for chapter 16. Yeah, I would just recommend. I would recommend definitely learning the safe, consistent setup. It doesn't lose that much time. I mean, it loses a decent amount, but it's something that you do need to know if the other one doesn't work. So I would absolutely learn it, and then pick up the other one as you get better at the game, or don't at all, like me. I mean, I refuse to learn it. Oh yeah, that's it for chapter 16.